Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday afternoon. I hope everyone's doing well. It's April 13th. I don't even know how that's possible. It's pretty crazy right now. And so we just had a full-time team huddle. We have one every day at noon. And Joel Warner just said something. We as a full-time team at the beginning of the season, January, we actually had a Canadian Olympian talk to us just about, I guess the title of their talk was around going head first at 80 miles an hour. And Joel had said that he thinks right now with everything going on that he could maybe give her a run for her money with how fast things are going and with what's going on. So I thought that it was fitting. And I also think one of the things that I think that showed and just in general is that one of the attributes. So as part of the boot camp kickoff, we've got Rich Deviney, who's a Navy SEAL, who's going to actually chat with us and talking about some of the attributes of people that are not just peak performance, but attributes of optimal performance. And one of them is being able to have humor in a shitstorm, and that's I think important. It's just one of those things when someone can take a second to like catch their breath, and I think that's a really important thing. So it doesn't mean that somebody's not taking things seriously. It just means you can still have some fun with it here and there, and get a good laugh and crack a joke and be real with it. So today, talk a little bit just about where we're at in the year. We've got some pretty cool announcements, I think, in general, and we'll go through our usual Rookie and Entrepreneur of the Week noms and winners and K clubs. So when you think about just where you're at right now, there's no way you can get through the next couple weeks without taking massive action. There's just no way. You're gonna have to make some choices as to how you spend your time, but it's really, really important to be able to take that action right now. As I said, there's no way to get around it. So what you can do if you're having trouble getting started, or if you feel like you're not making as much progress as you need, just looking to others that are out there making that progress, it's possible. Right? If we're thinking about like trying to go a place that's never been gone before, it's a lot tougher to get yourself going. But watching somebody else do exactly what you're trying to do might if you've got a competitive juice in you, it might get you going a bit. But more than that, what it does is it shows you that it's possible, and that there is certainty out there. So I think that's a huge element. Trainings are going to start happening. We're going to be doing those socially distanced, and we can do it. But really, overall, like there's nothing that you're trying to do right now, roughly, that someone else in the business hasn't already done. And there's everything that you guys are trying to do, even if it's like breaking records in our business, having some perspective to say, we're just trying to run a window cleaning company. It's not that hard. It is. It's incredibly challenging. But what you're trying to do is study for undergraduate exams and run a window cleaning business, which is really stretching you right now. And if you can take a half humble second just to take a quick step out and go, this is not even close to the biggest thing you're going to do in your life. So if you're going to get to somewhere else where you're trying to do bigger, better, stronger, more challenging things, you got to be able to handle this right now. So as I said, it's not to say that it's not tough. I'm massively stretched right now. I talked to a candidate that may be brought on the team here in a very short while this morning. And, I was explaining to them a little bit. For me right now, this is the most I've ever learned. This is the most challenged I've ever personally been. And it's a cool thing though, because it means that I'm kind of training to be able to go do something bigger and better and different next year and the year after and the year after. So anyways, just saying overall, it's respect the amount of stuff you got on your plate, and at the same time be able to hold that other competing side in your other hand equally, to say it's not that big of a deal compared to where you necessarily may want to go. And if you're doing that, you got to push through this. You got to finish this right now and keep going. And you got literally hundreds of people that have your back and are working at this thing with you right now. So keep that in mind as you go through. So a couple of things. Again, I mentioned trainings. They're going to happen all across the country. Lots of restrictions coming in. We're constantly in the provincial bodies and talking to some of these things right now and looking at stuff and trying to make sure we can do it properly. There's nowhere in Canada right now that we can't run a business activity. And when it's connected to a business that's legally able to operate, and they're everywhere in Canada, maintenance and cleaning businesses and everything are able to operate. So right now we're able to operate, which means we can carry out business activities that are essential to the business. That includes our trainings, that includes cold calling, and we'll send some more stuff out for cold calling as we go. If you check out the newsletter, some time management hacks, so check that out. There's some pretty cool stuff in there. Boot camp, keep that in mind. April 26th. That is designed to give you a massive momentum push forward on the marketing side. Please don't miss that, especially for seniors that aren't used to having that there. If you look at what you did last year, if you think of a normal, call it, year, like, yeah, you might do a couple grand less in production, but realistically, when your team is working at top performance, that's a couple days, but you might actually do 5 to 10 times as much marketing as you've ever done in that period of time. So keep that in mind. We're doing this for a reason, and we really think it's going to have a huge, huge impact on the business, which means it has a huge impact on all of you, because that's how we have an impact on the business. So keep that in mind. Another cool thing that we've got going on right now that Clarissa is going to work on is being able to get some content in the field and have some fun with it. So the brother and sisterhood of traveling GoPros. So we got 5 GoPros last week. They're going to start off with all your GMs for boot camp, capturing content in the field. They are going to then get boxed up and shipped to a franchisee. So out to one of you, franchisee or regional manager. You'll have it for a couple of days, shoot some content, work with it a little bit. Clarissa will work with you, and there'll be some directions in there. You'll box it up, send it off to somebody else. We'll expense what it costs to send it, but you get to choose who you send it to. So through the entire season this season, we're going to have 5 GoPros cycling through the entire country. It'll be really cool, I think, to see what we're able to get out of that. And hopefully you can have some fun with it too and learn a little bit about generating some content. So it's something that we're putting together. We've got the GoPros. I'll start off during boot camp with your GM. And who knows? We'll see who has them and see if you can get one and have some fun with it. Client Tether 2.0 course will be ready in 2 weeks to show you how to use it for production. Keep an eye out for that. There's a lot of development that's happening in the back end right now still of Client Tether to make that continue to be evolving, as well as the app. We're still working really, really hard on the app and what we can do with that to make sure that you have some more tech in your hands and more tools to be productive and effective. So with all that said, I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everybody's pushing through what's one of the busiest, toughest parts of the year. The finish line is still a really, really long way away. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have all the time in the world. It just means it might be harder to see it. You can't quite see the finish line yet. So it makes it tough just to put that in. But mindset of a business owner, you got to worry about what the output is, not the input. So keep going and keep pushing. So with that said, we've got our K clubs. We'll start off 10K club. There's some really cool things that are happening right now and some people that are moving through these K clubs pretty quickly. So cool to see. So the 10K club, we're going to kick it off with Dammy. Then we've got Akil, Kayla Wilson, Lily Nagel, Christoph, Chase, Simone, Connor Kozak, Matt Scott, Josue, Charles Phillips, Jamie Mara, Saleh, Talver, Nashua, Allison, Alexander Sims, Nathan Egan, Alex Sawyer, McLeod Wilson, Jeremy Wilson, Tigra, and Sam Taylor. Great job, 10K club. Got to keep moving though. Middle of April, so let's keep rolling. 15K club starts off with John Douglas, then Joy Higgins, Daniel Batoon, Ryan McNally, Vanessa Douglas, Pierce Baker, Amrit, Mark Wonko, Aiden, Nigel Nielsen, Braden Hudson, Will Keever, Diella, Sergio, Alex Kolnick, Brendan Bowler, Adam Mikowski, and Daniel Clapper. So good job, everybody, in that 15K club. But still see some seniors in that 15K club. So I'm looking. Let's go, seniors. Let's go. Come on. 20K club. Starts off with Jitesh, Tarek Bori, Lachlan, Brandon White, Aiden Scott, Slada, Max Kolnick, Somto, Juan, Peter Dirksen, George Larmond, Noah Sloan, Micah Van Stone, Shresh, and Liam Duff in that 20K club. Great job. 25K club, Mr. Cole Olfert kicking that one off, and then followed by Mr. Wes McDonald, Austin Udy, Zach Irvine, Muzz, John Beaton, Connor Evans, Lucas Timpson, and Megan Moore. Congratulations, everybody, in that 25K club. 30K club, starting to swell. It's good to see that. 30K club's almost as big as that 25K club, so keep going, everybody. Emily Nadeau, awesome job. Noah Asbridge, Brenner Murray, Amy Nugent, Juan Barrera, Will Hall, Oleg Pak, Braden Fleury, Adam DeBat, Henry Bourdin, and Talia Leger. Really good job, everybody, there. 40K club, Mr. Joel Warner. We're just talking about you, Joel Warner. Colin Harrell, Himanish, Jimmy Schultz, Io, and Ruben Smith. Into the 50K club is Mr. Ben Seeley and Matt Takach. The ladies in the 60K club, again, is Eric McAllister and Emma C. Binney. Great job. 70K club, Mr. David DiFrancesco Marino. Well done, my man. And then the 110K club, Kian and Alex. And I think, Alex, you might have hit 115. We'll see where it all ends up. But the 110 plus K club is Kian and Alex going head to head, arm around each other, but I'm sure wanting to finish maybe one step further ahead when we hit the finish line. So great job, everybody, in those K clubs. So again, I think right now is the time to build momentum. And I think, again, if I was a franchisee going into boot camp right now, and it's tough to say now, but if I was in one of my senior years, my goal would be to book 20 grand in external. And then probably pick up a bunch of PCs there too. So just shows just where my head's at and where the full-time team's head's at, the momentum you can make during boot camp. And what some of these, you could jump like 5K clubs in a couple weeks. So starting off our Rookie of the Week nominations is Mr. Brenner Murray, booked 3 grand, marketers trained and hired all remotely. Since you've been in isolation for almost 2 weeks, man. So again, I hope you're doing well and good job. Colin Harrell, 6K booked, continuing to put numbers on the board. Another solid week. Welcome to the 50K club, Colin. Great job. Tristan Jensen, 3K booked last week. Best week yet. Consistently doing 20 plus estimates a week, man. I'd bet my house on somebody that they're going to be successful if you're doing 20 estimates a week right now. So great job, Tristan. Connor Evans, 5K booked. Got a marketing team hired and trained. Nearly recruited all your window cleaners. You're just building some momentum over and over. Really good job there. Looking at Sean Emerson. So Sean, you booked $4,300, 30 estimates in your first week in the business, and right out of the gates you booked 4K in external. Man, unreal. So great job. You only started Wednesday. Big week coming for you next week too, I'm sure. No stranger to this is Mr. Matt Tkach. 5 grand booked, $5,500 booked last week, 5,200 in external, just continuing down that external train. Really well done. Chase Buchanan surpassed your goal by 3 grand. You booked over 6 grand last week, hired 3 employees. Man, that is huge. Creating some capacity while you're getting results. That's awesome. Simone Flynn, really well done. $4,300, beat your goal by $500. Made some good progress on hiring your team. Also huge to build that capacity. Kumund, $4,600 in PCs in week 1 of the business. So it's so cool to see somebody come in and just be able to hit the ground running like that. Mr. Noah Sloan, $6,100 booked, $4,700 in external. Just playing of a big week. Really, really well done. And then Vesta, really well, 5 grand booked, putting in some consistent effort, paid off. Biggest week yet. It is so cool to see some new names on this. Congratulations on that one. Awesome. This is where you build momentum. You want your name on some of these lists here, everybody, as you keep going. So that's our Rookie of the Week. Entrepreneur of the Week nominations. Start off with Muzz. Muzz, you booked $4,500, completed 43 estimates in a week with uncertainty. Man, that is so cool. Think of the story you guys are creating. Goosebumps right now. You guys think about this, but we went to Ontario. We went back into a stay-at-home order. The world locked down. I went out and cranked out 43. What'd you do? I cranked out 43 estimates. Think of what that's going to look like beginning of boot camp. Unreal, Muzz. Really well done. And everybody else who's putting in those big numbers and just safely running through the center of this thing properly. Henry Bourdain, 5K booked and external. That marketing team is built for you, man. Creating some of that capacity. Awesome. You have some big weeks coming up. Josue, also with 5K booked. Put together a strong team, and you're just coaching your team to book 5 grand without you there. Man, unreal. That's so cool to see the progress you've made from last year. And we're only in April, man. Wait to see what happens this year. Good job, Josue. Kian, another 10K booked. It was awesome to talk to you over the weekend. Another strong week. Now starting to develop a sales manager and build that capacity. Really well done, Kian. Oleg booked 5 grand. Back-to-back 4 to 5 grand weeks. Just leading a great team, staying consistent. Man, it's not necessarily who goes fastest in any given week, but it's who slows down the least throughout the entire season. So great job, Oleg. Zach Irvine, 7 grand booked. Best week by far this year. So just getting close to where you finished last year. Great job, Zach. Alex and Carissa, 10K booked in external last week. Hell of a week. Massive momentum push, 10K in external booked. Just showing the power of the team that you've built. Really, really well done, Alex and Carissa. Micah Van Stone. Micah, $6,500, squeezing some oranges to the tune of $6,500 and some external juice. Well done, my man. Big week in some new customer momentum. Aiden Scott, you booked $3,800. 2 team members hired, 2 more team members. Man, that engine is growing. That capacity is going to be massive for you. So awesome job. And then Mr. Alex Horner, always in the mix. Another $8,400 booked last week. Hit that 115K, 96% of the way to your original season goal before you even started production, man. Great. Great job. So again, I got reading these things, energy. This is why I'm talking about like booking 20 grand in 2 weeks for boot camp. I'm not like, I don't know if some people might hear that and think I'm insane, but like that would genuinely be what I'd be trying to do. Like, can I do 100 back-to-back 100 estimate weeks and book 20 grand? You can absolutely do it. And some of these results, while people are still balancing marketing and production, the market's not even at its hottest yet. So congrats everybody making up some of these big numbers. So our winners. Rookie of the week goes to Chase Buchanan. Chase, great job. Again, you surpassed your goal by 3 grand last week. You basically doubled your goal. And at the same time, you hired 3 employees. So you're building your capacity while getting results. Chase, congrats. Awesome job, Rookie of the Week. And our Entrepreneur of the Week goes to a duo. So I guess it's our Entrepreneurs of the Week are Alex and Carissa. Great job, guys. 10 grand in external last week. How cool is that? So if Alex and Carissa could do 10 grand in a week and it's not boot camp, imagine, again, hitting that number and what can possibly happen as you go into boot camp. Again, I'll just push everybody, especially seniors, like, we're putting this thing together. Like, I'm like, this is a huge opportunity, and a lot of businesses and a lot of people are going to hesitate. And gosh, stay at home. You know what that means? People are home. People are home. So let's go out and do our best we can. And again, I understand it's different, maybe some of our bigger cities as people go through. So, but again, lots of options. It's a matter of whether or not you're trying things or whether or not you're hesitating. So with all that said, one happy birthday this week goes to Mr. John Douglas, April 13th, which is today. Happy birthday. And again, I hope everybody's doing really well. It's, like, again, this is exciting stuff right now. Like, this is tough. Things are hard. Stuff is busy. Things are flying right now. But this is what entrepreneurship is. This is one of those things where you look back on it, and why you're going to be so proud of where you actually finish at the end of the year is if you can kind of tap into that intestinal fortitude that is going to take to get through the next few weeks properly. So with all that said, I hope everybody's having a good start to the week. Momentum is everything. Momentum is always happening. You're either building positive momentum or you're not getting stuff done and it's creating a bunch of negative momentum. Do what you need to do to make sure that momentum is going in the right direction. It is April 13th. It is window cleaning season. I know it's exam season as well for some. So good luck with your exams. And no matter what you're working on right now, everybody, it's time to go. So let's go.